Hi, welcome back. So in this video lesson, we will do an exercise on test planning, monitoring and control. So just to remind you, we are in the first chapter of our Advanced Test Manager certification course, and in that we are talking about the first topic, that is test planning, monitoring and control. So we have completed the theory part in the previous videos. Now we will be doing an exercise. So for every topic there will be an exercise or two, and these will be placed in your CodeTantra platform, and I encourage all of you to go through those exercises and complete and check your solution with the solution that we have provided there and compare your notes. That is the best way to learn these topics. So let's get going. So let's read a scenario here. You are the test manager responsible for testing loyalty card section of your company's website. So you are a test manager and you are responsible for testing a functionality that is around loyalty card selection of your company's website. And the functionality of the loyalty card system allows users to perform the following tasks. So one, it will help them to learn about loyalty card levels, including comparison of the three levels: bronze, silver and gold. That's a standard functionality of any loyalty card functionality. And ability to register and log in, and then check their current points balance, spend points on flights, hotels and car hire via links to those sections of the website, list all or a subset of bookings, view a statement of points earned, change members' newsletter options, receive via email to Kindle or other devices or read online, and update your registration details. These are the standard functionalities that are available on this software. And let's look at the previous experience. Previously, there was a particular functionality added and brought into production, and senior management was unhappy with the last product, where many defects have been reported by users, and this has been blamed on poor testing. That's what happens a lot of times when end users find a lot of defects. Testing is blamed. You may agree or not agree. So in your judgment, it was among many other things because of a poor requirements specification. So one of the main reasons, according to you, because of poor requirement specification, all the problems have occurred. Now people are creating the next project. The next project is creating a new product that is split into two parts. The first part is called the engine part and the second part is called the web part. Okay, so there are two parts in the current project. One is the engine part and the second one is the web part. So engine part, all calculations are done. That is a little bit heart of the software. And the engine development team, they agreed to develop a detailed requirement specification document this time. So they are following a little bit more formal approach to developing that. And the developers perform the unit test and integration test. So the two levels of testing, unit test and integration test, are the ownership of the development team, and your team is responsible for system test. And the engine part of the project is outsourced to a group in another country and in a different time zone. Just keep that point in your mind. So this whole part of the software development has been outsourced to another group which are in another time zone in another country. So keep that in mind. And now let us look at what is the scenario with the web part. The second part is the web part. The web part of the project actually builds the UI layer of the software. Web part team works in the same location as of yours, and the team, the web part team, follows an agile-like development model. Nowadays, lot of teams follow agile-like, not agile, but agile-like development model. So there will be no requirement specification, and your team receives a code after each sprint, and you will get a fortnight to test it before delivery of the next sprint. And the web part of the project will be started before the engine part is started, and it will be completed before the engine part is completed. So ahead of time, web part will start. Though the software is an integrated piece of software, the web part is going to start early and be completed early. So keep all these things in mind, and engine part is being developed by an outsourced partner, and the web part is actually a team that is sitting with you is building it. Clear? Then let us go to the next section, that is called the management concerns about the project. The management are particularly concerned about the usability for this product. But unfortunately, your test team is not experienced regarding usability testing. Keep that in mind. They are also particularly worried that information on the website may be incorrect. So that is one of the worries of the management. Security issues have been discussed a lot, because it is a very important loyalty kind of program on your website. Security aspect is very important. So the company has hired an external specialist to take care of that. So your test team is not going to take care of that, but external test specialist has been hired for that. So that is not your responsibility. So now this is the context of the project, and you are the test manager. So from a test planning, monitoring and control aspect, you have to understand the context very well, and you have to think about what decisions would you need to make when planning the testing. So before planning, monitoring, control activity or the project begins, you have to think about this context, and in your mind make a lot of decisions and actions that you will perform before planning the system. That is the exercise. So how will you think about it? So this is an exercise. I will not give you all the details. I want you to think about it, but broadly let us interactively discuss. So there is an engine part and there is a web part, and we know the context. So let us look at what we might do for the decisions and actions for engine part. Maybe because the engine part team is agreed to build a detailed requirement specification, so talk to them. When will they do it? Who will be involved? And how the review will be conducted? What will be the entry-exit criteria? What checklists will be used? What standards? What source documents? These are the kind of thinking you have to start as a test manager ahead of doing your planning. And because you are going to take ownership of system test of the engine part, you have to start working on the planning, test planning of the engine part testing. And also, engine part is the heart of the software. So it has to be carefully, a good test strategy, good type of test techniques will have to be applied, because a lot of calculations will be there. So correct accuracy based testing should be emphasized. And communication between the teams working in different time zones, because the engine part is outsourced, the development team is somewhere else. So you have to consider those issues. Also how to create a good communication plan. How do we hand over work from one team to another? How to manage these different time zones? These are all issues that you have to think ahead of time before planning your testing. So let us look at the other part, that is decisions and actions for your web part. How will you think? Keep thinking. So web part again is being done by a team sitting next to you, and they are following an agile-like kind of method. And so though they will not make detailed specification document. So how do you think about it? So there is no requirement specification. So there is no knowledge about the functionality and quality characteristics. So how you should pass on these things from one team to another. So again, because there is no documentation available, what kind of testing strategy will you apply? Maybe because you will apply more reactive kind of test strategies. So exploratory testing is important. And again, your management is very worried about the usability, and you don't have usability testers on your team. So how do you manage that part? So how do you ensure that some people of your team are kind of meeting those training needs? And also another important aspect has been talked in the scenario is that The web part will be planned or done prior to the engine part, and there will be an integration. So when your developers, your people are testing web part, there will be some integrations that will be in the engine part. They will be not available at the time. So you will have to create a lot of stubs and drivers to complete your testing. So who on your team will be able to complete those stubs and drivers? Maybe some development skill is needed in your team. So all these considerations are important as part of planning for testing for this kind of project. So hope you have understood. So what I suggest is that go to the CodeTantra platform, go through this case study and fill in your answers and compare your notes with the solution provided there. And there are more exercises on this topic. So I encourage you to go and complete as many exercises as possible, because clarity with which you understand this concept is extremely important for being a good test manager. Not only that, to pass this exam, this is an extremely important. So hope you have enjoyed this lesson. So learn and have fun.